start of the 2020 bear hunting season. We went over with Dennis Upson and chased bears over the weekend. And it's the start of the season, dogs, a lot of stuff happened that shouldn't have happened.
How old was this one? How old was it?
The bear was jumped pretty quickly. The dogs were going crazy. I packed Pooh Bear in there and she went in there and they chased the bear across the section. And Star fell out. She's about 8 years old. She's one of Chad's jump dogs. She's phenomenal. And we tried to get some more dogs in there. When the dogs ran in there, they kind of ran south and took some of the other dogs that were on the bear with them. And then it was just Pooh Bear and AJ for a while. And then Pooh Bear fell out. She got back on the track, took it, got close to the road and came out. And then AJ came out to the road. Like, you could tell they were out of practice. It shouldn't have happened like that. Ended up catching dogs. I was pretty excited to be bear hunting again. I didn't record much to this. I kept forgetting about the GoPro. But we caught the dogs, and then Chad comes on the radio and asked where Star is. I look at the Garmin and Star's across the section and she's barking. So she had another bear. Well, we're all on that side of the section now. We got all the dogs caught. Star's out there. We hear her barking. We figure she's cold trailing, so we're just all kind of standing around waiting for her to jump the bear. Dennis comes up on the radio. The bear just crosses the road. So we go over there and we put dogs on the crossing. I tried Harry. I even tried him twice, but it's like he didn't even want to smell that bear. It's kind of frustrating when you're the only black guy with a bunch of blue tick guys. They give me a lot of grief. Back, 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 back. Harry, Harry. Back, back, back. Yeah, who's your hero?
Good one? Big one?
Star comes out to the road, we catch her. I try Rougarou, the other pup. She's only 10 months old. Try to put her on the track. She kind of goes in there a ways. And she stops. And then I think I'll send Pooh Bear down there and she'll follow Pooh Bear. Let Pooh Bear out of the box, but she doesn't even smell the track. She just beelines to those barking dogs. They do a little chase and they tree the bear just a couple 100 yards off the road, which is nice. We didn't have to walk through any swamps to get out to them. And we get out to the trees. See them? Oh. And the trees were empty. All three trees. We had dogs barking each one of them. We heard Dennis yelling from farther back in the woods. There are two dogs that actually did tree the bear about 20 yards off. I don't know if that bear came up and tapped those trees or if they were getting drift coming down on top of them. But they were pretty convinced that the bear wasn't where the bear was.
They trying to move.
Treed and freed. Oh, you want to go get him, Pooh Bear? You want to go get him? You want to go get him? You good girl. You good girl. You good girl. We even showed some of those older dogs the tree where the bear was, but they were still kind of convinced that the bear was 20 yards the other way. Pooh Bear, I couldn't even get her to bark up the tree. She still thought the bear was back there. I hung back once the bear crawled down, showed her to the bear, filmed it running off back into the woods. And that concluded our first day. It was about 10 o'clock. And about 10 o'clock, it starts getting a little too hot to run the dogs. So we went back to the camp, came back out the next day.
Sick of bear hunting? Huh? You sick of bear hunting?
And on the second day, we jumped the bear fairly quickly off the bait we ran. And the bear didn't want to run. It was one of those walking bears. You could see on the garment that the dogs would be following it, and all the once in a while they'd disperse and then they chase it for a bit. They did that all the way across the section. I tried to get Harry in there again. This would be the third time I tried to pack him into the dogs. I sent Pooh Bear with him, but he made it about 200 yards from the dogs, turned around and came back.
Oh, nope, he's coming back. God darn it.
Pooh Bear made it in there. Then they started going kind of parallel to the road 400 or 500 yards away. And then I tried a second time.
Did Blaze get back in there? Yep, must have. Harry's almost there. Come on, Harry, meet your first bear. Harry's got Tigger's collar on.
Harry made it the whole way this time. So he got on the bear, and he finally got to see a bear, smell a bear, and kind of put things together. Then they started coming south towards private land.
They're gonna go past Dennis, you guys. Someone, Kevin, whoever can run, get past Dennis. Get
There they are. They're right here.
There's a house right here. We gotta be careful here.
Right. Sadie! Sadie! Sadie, here! Here! Shit! Pooh Bear! Pooh Bear! Pooh Bear! Pooh Bear! Pooh Bear! Pooh Bear! Here! Tell him Pooh Bear! Pooh Bear Bear! Pooh Bear Bear!
Run around, we got the dogs, and I did some running, most running I've probably done all year. And I look around, and Harry's not caught, so I check the Garmin, and I see when they came close to the road, he kind of arced back because we're running down the side of the road trying to catch these dogs. The bear didn't cross, the dogs did, but Harry kept on going up and like kind of ricocheted back up into the woods. I ended up toning them and bringing them back, and I think he still had that bear.
Above it. Get it in there. Lock the door. All right. All right. Did that bear cross? Hey, look at Harry's track.
You could have snuck by when we were all looking the other way.
So we got the dogs caught, and that green line that goes up is Harry. So a knucklehead probably still had the bear when the other dogs all came out to the road until I toned them and had them come back. I hope so anyways, because it'd be good if he finally figured out what a bear was, and after today he should definitely know what that bear is. That bear didn't want to climb anyways. He just kind of walked, and once in a while just scattered the hounds, and two of the jump dogs came out, and apparently they stopped for a little snack on the run. Poor baby. Have to pull some quills. Poor baby. I only spent about an hour pulling quills. It quills all over in their mouth, on their tongue, and it took about at least an hour to do that. And it was kind of heating up, getting later into the day. We went around, checked some baits, tried another one.
There. You go for a walk now? Yeah. My brother's little new puppy.
We all chipped in like for Dennis for bait and stuff.
My brother Joe brought his puppy with. He let her out and run around, take her on walks, so go pee, go poop. She was tied up on the lead or in that kennel most of the time we were with her. Joe brought her like 20 freaking different toys, but she's at home now and she's running around destroying everything and raising hell.
Until she gets a little bit older where I don't have to worry about having to carry her out and the dogs then. Yeah. Because the thing is, if we got into a tree where it's a couple miles in,
on your back and tell her to hang on.
Well, if that ever happens and you have her with, I'll stay back by the trucks and watch her.
yeah, I know. I could use that.
3/4 mile in.
The tracking wasn't sounding the greatest. It was a tough track, and then all of a sudden the dog started hammering a tree. There was no chase or anything, so kind of figured it was coons. We ended up walking out there. It was like 3/4 mile. It was easy walking though, no swamps. Get out there and we find the dogs barking down into a hole.
But
Here, AJ, here. Hey.
I don't smell skunk. I don't know what they're putting there.
No. No. Come here. Here.
some kind of hole.
Grab her if you can. She knows she's wrong.
Well, that was the first weekend. Like, some stuff happened that shouldn't have happened. Some dogs made some mistakes. I don't know how we lost that first bear. We had a rain, there was so much dew on the ground and everything. It still doesn't quite make sense. I'll make another video here if I don't work this week. I might have to work. I don't know if I do. Those guys are heading back out there Wednesday, so I'll head back out there with them if I don't work. And I'll put up another video for you guys.